Hello, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I'm Sientir. You can support me at patreon.com/Sientir, and you can join me on a Discord server that should be linked to in the description. And today we're going to finally make our way to the Mausoleum in Majesty's Rest. I've done a weird build on Ogden. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually going to leave that open for now. I want to make sure his energy does okay. It's weird build, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Oh yeah, we have this thing. That guy was actually giving us a quest inside, but I'm not worrying about any of that business right now. It's War and Krita stuff, and I think we've seen that before. We just need to go this way into the Telmark Wilderness. This is an interesting zone that basically had no purpose except to connect the Krita with the Maguuma jungle. And that was kind of its purpose. There's nothing much there. There's also you could get to this a small connector zone. There's like Tears of the Fallen or something, as well as the larger Twin Serpent Lakes, if I remember correctly. It's been a long while. But the zone was given a purpose with War and Krita as a place where the Shining Blade have established a base of operations. So we will get to see more of that momentarily, but for now we have this questionable build going on. I guess it would be better if I was running yeah, this is mostly interacting with Jorah. I don't know. It's probably suboptimal. But yeah, here's the Telmark Wilderness. We will probably see this run. Once I start doing War in Krita proper, we'll probably see this run a lot. Just because this is how you get to this Shining Blade base. It's also going to be the best route for getting to Majesty's Rest. Over here. So we're just going to have to run through this zone. Well, I don't know if we're going to have time to do more than that. Hopefully we will, but is he applying... Okay, I'm not sure if the AI actually intentionally applies Strength of Honor or not. I want him to apply it to... okay, he automatically cancels it. So this is interesting. I'm not quite sure how the AI handles Strength of Honor. Strength of Honor is an enchantment that makes the targeted... while you maintain it, that ally does more damage in melee. Which, needless to say, is extremely powerful. The downside is it lowers your energy regeneration while you maintain it. I mean, that's just how maintained enchantments work. So, since it was clear that he was not automatically using it on his own, I needed to tell him to use it. Now, I can't apply it to myself because it does not affect ranged damage. Which is also why I'm not applying it to Jorah, because she is also using a spear. That's part of why I have concerns about his energy burden. Because having -2 energy regen is kind of a big deal when it comes to doing stuff. Why does it show up on this map, not the other one? I don't know. I don't 100% remember my way through here. I knew it better at one point in time, but it's been a very long while, so... He's more geared for fighting a boss that we'll be encountering later anyway, so I'm not too worried if he doesn't work super well here. It's part of why he has Judge's Insight. which makes attacks deal holy damage and also have 20% armor penetration, both of which will be useful against a boss that we will be encountering. These guys are level 13 imps. What do we expect from them? Yeah. Energy's doing okay. I gave him 2 energy management skills. Glyph of Lesser Energy and Castigation Signet. So, both of those will help. I should really pick up some Smiting Prayer stuff for this character, but not. I think I actually want to go this way. The map is bluntly, it's Fog of War. Or Impressions of War, maybe. That term being used to refer to a map that is partially obscured so that you do not know what is going on. That's certainly the way that I feel. I'm actually really liking Onslaught, though. It's fantastic. It's probably one of the best like attacking elites available in the game. It's not quite as potent as... Yeah, okay, so we can get to Majesty's Rest through here, so that's good. Oh, I was just calling out which zone we're supposed to go to, not the exact location. That would be why. But anyway, we didn't see the Shining Blade camp. I believe it's more down this way. I don't remember exactly. We'll go there later when I actually start doing War in Kryta. But for now, we're just coming into here. And I need to go to... Not Jorah. I need to go back to Kos. You can see we just need to go right there. And then I want to put this on Milani. It's actually 10 energy. It'll take a little bit longer to recharge. There we go. And now they will deal additional damage. Again, it's very powerful from that standpoint. Makes them hit a lot harder. Oh good, walk into the massive sources of burning. What's the best way to get over there? I don't know. Oh, synthetic. Yeah, okay. Gotta kill reed stalkers, cause they're angry plants. They are angry plants. They are plant-type enemies. I think you can get weapon mods that give you plus damage against plant-type enemies, and it might be like of pruning. This up here is the mausoleum. Kind of an infamous location because there is Rotscale back there, who is not minor by any stretch of the imagination. This is a cool little place here. These guys are weak to holy damage, so being undead and all that. But this area is just a nasty setup. Rotscale himself is quite large and powerful. So we're going to need to go up there. I do want to call out this little mausoleum back here. I think this might be where the Scepter of Ore was found by the Shining Blade. I'm not 100% certain. I feel like something with that comes up. But we are not concerned with that. You'll notice there's a statue of Balthazar here. This is not a resurrection shrine, but if we have favor, one of the things that people would do is they would make use of this. I've read that before. If you're curious, you can pause, I guess, to read it. But they've made use of the emissary of Balthazar. Oh, yeah. One of the other things you'll see is frozen soils going on, so you can't resurrect people, which is brutal. Okay, I mean, into the breach. Yep. Yeah, you can see, like, Rotscale's no joke, and this whole area is very deadly. And the frozen soil is a huge problem. So this is probably going to take a few attempts if I actually want to kill Rotscale. I don't have to, but I mean, we came all the way out here. I kind of want to, you know, or at least give it a few attempts. Stop. Let him up that. Then tell him to use it on Milani. When you have canceled out a skill like that, that just means they won't use it by themselves. But you can still manually tell them to use it. We got rid of some of the really nasty wraiths at the beginning anyway, so that's going to help. They were using some energy denial stuff on my party. Signative weariness, I think. Okay. Okay, we got a bunch of smoke phantoms. So I think one of the things that happens is those smoke phantoms pop up, and my party was just not ready for them. Okay, looks like we're good. Yeah, and we just got air spiked down really badly. Okay, now that the smoke phantoms aren't there, we won't have a bunch of Ellies on our tail. Good. Skeleton Archer down. Not enough energy because of Quickening Zephyr. That guy is doing some healing that I don't need. Quickening Zephyr is causing problems. I think we're going to be able to clear it out. It's going to take us like a couple of attempts. I probably would want to try to build my party more intentionally to take this out. I'd probably want more Ray of Judgment type stuff and other things if I was going to do this more quickly. As it is, it's going okay. Not great, obviously. He might have gotten a half recharge on that. Yeah. Yeah, there's a 10% chance for that. Whenever he casts a spell, that it'll recharge in half the time. Let's go on this side of the rocks. How long does this last, anyway? Lasts for a little while. But I think we can just run there and have it wear off of us. It's not a huge deal. So as you can see, we have accumulated a good bit of death penalty on my party. But I'm not too worried about that personally. Because we also cleared off like that whole side plus the dudes here, so. This dragon is kind of my focus because it is using a bunch of undesirable shouts and stuff. We'll be able to clear out all of his support, and with all of his support down, Rotscale himself should go down relatively well. I mean, he still hits like a friggin' truck, don't get me wrong. But he will have a lot less support, which is what is significant. Man, he has a lot of inbuilt health regeneration, doesn't he? Judge's Insight certainly helps. Accidentally use finish him on something above 50% health. Okay, Holy Spear is just not worth using. Excuse me. This is just a battle of attrition. This guy is just super tanky. Beast of Corruptions heals him, which is not great. Milani probably. Yeah, that's what I thought. Milani needs this reapplied. Okay, I'm just gonna leave Strength of Honor off. They're low enough on, or have high enough death penalty is another way of phrasing it, that it's just kind of not worth trying to use that to, use that on them. Oh, Rotscale's moved back a little bit. That's nice. Now all my attacks are being obstructed. Well, that's not annoying at all. Rotscale, get out of there. I am being literally useless. I think he's managed to embed himself in the architecture. Best thing I can do is res Milani. I'm actually gonna reapply Strength of Honor to Milani and Koss, because you can't have, like, melee attacks can't be obstructed. This is actually to the point where it's better for me to just wander in here and sword him for like 2 damage. Because that at least allows me to be able to build adrenaline. This is emphasizing why I want a friggin' Zealous Spear, by the way. And this at least lets me get a little bit of damage in on him. Wow, you can see how much damage that Feast of Corruption hits for, though. Wow, that's a friggin' truck. Wow. Actually, since I'm using this, if I Strength of Honor myself, I'll start dealing damage, which is nice. I'm probably actually going to leave Strength of Honor off them, because, like, I need it to be able to deal damage, but they don't. If he's moved to the point where he's no longer being obstructed, I should check. Yeah. View of target is obstructed. View of target is still obstructed. Okay, whatever. I'm running back in there. I'm sorting him. We're gonna get him. He's almost dead. Yeah, we killed Rotscale. He didn't even drop anything, but that's okay. We did it! Da-da-da-da-da-da. Happy noise. From a different game franchise entirely. Okay. He does have some drops. He can drop. He didn't for me, but it is possible for him to notably drop a very useful bow for specific builds. So I call that out in particular, because that is something he can drop. Next, we need to go to Anvil Rock, which is over here. Let's move this camera less all the way out. Do I need... Not really. I think the Thorny Carapace might be able to be, excuse me, salvaged into those sorts of things. And I thought I would check a bunch of wood planks over there. Hey, plant fibers from the abnormal seed. That's basically how you get seeds, is you need to salvage, or fibers, that you need to salvage stuff that gives you fibers. I feel like these don't. You'll notice, even in this game, a lot of undead are from ore. And that is interesting, I think. Even though, ostensibly, a lot of those undead are being raised by the undead lich, who is Orion. So, it's interesting to think about how the Elder Dragons actually do fit into the lore of these games, since they were conceived of, as far as I know anyway, after these games had been made. Okay, so I need to specifically go to the Anvil Rock and Anvil Rock. So this is actually pretty straightforward, which is why I don't mind having it in this episode as well. Oh my goodness. I just recently went to the falls in Maguuma Jungle on a different character for the purposes of doing stuff in this book. Should I try to bundle those trips? Probably. That would mean doing everything in that book, though, and that's not a fast task. Trying to figure out how long my recording session today is going to be. If I try to bundle in everything. Going to the falls is not fast, by the way. That's why I call that out. Like, that is not something you do quickly. It takes its sweet time to get to the falls. Oh man, does it take its sweet time. So we actually need to go past these guys. Whatever. You can let them fight the spirits. I don't care. Unless they drop a Wayfarer's Mark. Nothing they drop is really that worthwhile anyway. I do love the beauty of this area. I think there's other reasons why you'll come here later, if I'm remembering correctly. I love the snow effects. I really like snow, though. And then we come all the way up here. Yeah, okay. Now it wants us to go to the falls in the Maguuma Jungle, the ancient Temple of Lissa in Mineral Springs, and then the ruined statues of the Arid Sea. Okay, well, the falls. Oh, this is gonna take a while, guys. No joke. It's gonna take a while. Yeah. Okay. I guess I can continue to have her do this. I'm kind of mentally playing around with the idea of doing something different with them. I know this guy, well, I mean, these are all fine. This is probably kind of silly, honestly. Yeah, this is probably actively bad in this area. I don't know what would be actively good, but your attacks remove enchantments from foes. That's redundant with Onslaught, though. In Whirling Charge. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking through if I want different stuff going on here. Yeah, intimidating aura. That's fine. Okay. Go to that and's back, I guess. Okay. This is a normal spot where you find Shining Blade. It threw me off when I came in here. Saw a bunch of Shining Blade. I don't feel like doing all the quests right now necessary to be able to do the... I don't even know if I want to... much I want to try to fight some of these random mobs. Because if we try to fight them all, it's going to take a while. That's what I'm saying. One of these episodes, after I finish all the Reverie stuff, I want to go over the Hero's Handbook. I'm probably going to combine that with capping an elite skill. That won't take very long to capture. That's my thought process anyway. Oh, they're Iway. No wonder. Ignore them. Iway, this is an interesting historical note. So you saw the shout, "I will avenge you." I can show you what that does, actually. I've got a couple warriors in my party. Strength. "I will avenge you." Shout. For each dead ally, you gain 10 seconds of plus health regeneration, and your attack speed increases by 25%. So when you get enough dead allies, that, needless to say, lasts quite a while. You only need 5 to get to the last indefinitely, but the amount of health regeneration this gives you, like you can see, like that's plus 6 health regeneration. That's ludicrous health regeneration. That's 12 HP per second. And that just makes you super, super bulky. High Scalp Milthorin. Nobody's noticed the Shining Blade. If any of the white men came here, they haven't got a prayer. How can I help you? I have no idea. So we're gonna need to make our way through this map. Like there may not be as many locations in Tyria that they want you to go to, but every single one of them is like really obscure locations. Like not obscure, but like really hard to get to. But anyway, so one of the flavor of the month, I don't know, seriously effective like PvP builds in Heroes Ascent, or Tomb of the Primeval Kings as it was called originally, was an "I Will Avenge You" based team build. That would bring like pets and stuff, but no beast mastery and stuff, so the pets were there to just die. Because it turns out they're allies, and when you have dead pets, Iway will trigger for them. Or "I Will Avenge You." It's called Iway for the initials. "I will avenge you." It triggers for each of the pets. So, yeah, they would basically just have their pet suicide and then never resurrect them, and for the rest of the match, they could just use Iway and get, you know, that basically permanent health regen, and it's a shout, so it's unstrippable. You can't remove shouts. And massive health regen to become super tanky. And that made like any all-in build like that called a way off of it. It's kind of like how conspiracy governmental scandal stuff are all called gates, or not even just government stuff anymore these days. Friggin' not going to go into other territory of suffix gate things, but off of Watergate, which was named after the hotel. Like it was a hotel that was involved in the scandal, or where the scandal took place more accurately. So it was the scandal at the Watergate Hotel that was abbreviated to Watergate, and then everyone started calling stuff gates after that for scandals. It's a very similar phenomenon where like "I Will Avenge You" builds became notorious, and so everything was called a way after that. So, for example, that's not entirely true. There's some stuff, basically stuff that came after it. So there's like, Hexway then was like all in on hexes and just stacking a bunch of hexes and putting a lot of degeneration on stuff. It might be more applied to like heavy pressure builds that basically just try to wear all of your resources, as contrasted with the balanced builds and spike builds. So spiked builds were usually called something spike, like our spike for ranger spike, or blood spike for trying to spike with necromancer blood skills. What those would try to do is coordinate applying simultaneous damage to a target in such a way that it would occur more quickly than the players on the other team could react to prevent the death. There were countermeasures. Probably the most common one was reacting with Reversal of Fortune, which could be a bit of a roadblock. But the other one that would be common would be Infuse Health, which you've probably seen. Whatever, Spider, I don't care about you. Infuse Health right here. Lose half of your current health. Target other ally is healed for 131% of the amount you lost. That's probably about a typical percentage that you get off of that. And all that does is it's a massive heal, right? Because if your monk has like 600 HP, that's 300 times 1.3. 1.31 or whatever. And that would be effectively like a 400-point heal, which could strongly counteract it. It also has no recharge, so you could double tap it, and then Word of Healing to heal yourself back up to full. Although I think there was some strategy as well using vampiric weapons to lower your health and kind of get up there. Why did I decide to do this after the Anvil Rock? I don't know. This is going to be a longer episode because I just decided to continue. Story time with Sientir. And so anyway, that's Infuse Health and is kind of like the classic counter to spike builds. Technically, that's not how I get to my monk. Shield of Absorption would be really good against him, but the 1-second cast time makes it take prohibitively long. If once you do get it on, like the spike is over. But yeah, so our spike, Ranger Spike, was one of the major sort of gimmicky spike builds, with Blood Spike being the others. Most balanced teams did have a spike incorporated into it, but it would use fewer elements overall and more try to hit somebody from like half health down. Would more be how those sorts of builds would operate. So it didn't tend to be builds that were trying to... My goodness, there's just so many spiders here. We're going to be in these freaking woods forever. This isn't going to be the only time we do this either. But anyway, so long story short, I guess, Iway became kind of the basis of a very powerful build, particularly in Heroes Ascent, which is a more straightforward place. It didn't work as well in GVG, just because GVG has a lot more moving parts. I think it did work to some extent there, but it was much more of a Heroes Ascent build, which is interesting in its own way, being that sort of thing. But there is a quest that takes you down here ordinarily, by the way. That's a skill quest and requires you to do a bunch of malarkey. And that takes you to a spirit up here called Deep Throat. Speaking of Deep Root. Speaking of Watergate, it's a reference to Deep Throat, which was the whistleblower. Ooh, 20 plant fibers is a lot. Who let people know about our Dark Oak. Okay, Dark Oak is who you have to talk to, and it's a quest given by Deeproot or something. I don't remember. But there's a reference to the informant from the Watergate scandal, just making everything tie together here. And I believe I'm going to have to do a lot of looping around to be able to get to where I need to, because this zone is convoluted. It's like a green Kaineng. Except I know Kaineng better. Sort of. Parts of Kaineng better. Although I just came through here, so I've probably got this okay. In terms of how to get through. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna need to get to the falls, which is up there. No two ways around it. Can I just come up here? Does this work? I don't know. I hope this works. I think this works. These scale are not particularly threatening, but they do disease us, which is obnoxious. Disease is kind of like a poison that spreads to the same type things. So if I had, for example, like Mox with us, or Ogden, or Vec, or Zed, or Pyre, they are not human, so it wouldn't spread to them. But it's not a huge deal either way. I think we're gonna have to fight these. There is, and I think I've passed by, I think it's down in this corner. There is a temple to Balthazar, which I believe gets recreated actually in Guild Wars 2, if I'm not mistaken. I believe you can get to the Fissure of Woe through it, just like you can get to the Underworld through the Granth statue in Lornar's Pass. Normally, just any random god statue does not allow you to be able to get to the realm of that deity, but I believe those ones do. Although, it should be noted that you don't want to go to the Fissure of Woe with a party of only 6 people. That would be poor decision-making. I mean, you could do it if you built right, but 6s are just a really awkward number. Oh, no, wait. It's right here. I was wrong. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go check out this temple to Balthazar then, since we're right here. This kind of forgotten corner with a collector right out here. I believe this is an armor collector. So yeah, here's the statue of Balthazar, framed nicely in the doorway, which is really cool, actually. Yeah, that person... Why don't you try an outfitter instead? Yeah. But yeah, so here's this the statue of Balthazar, just kind of in the middle of nowhere, just chilling. I don't believe we have favor right now, though. Yeah. So, like, I can kneel, but nothing will happen. Oh, wait, no, this guy does pop up. Fascinating. Huh. Well, we can't get... I think if we have favor, we could go to the Fissure of Woe from here, but I'm not positive on that. But anyway, that's a random lost temple to Balthazar, kind of in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't go through, and I remember that. So it's kind of cool to be able to come here and see this. That's not where we need to go, though. We need to go to the infamous The Falls, the actual waterfall for which this zone is named. We will be passing... Just talk about more historical notes. There are some enemies in this zone that we will be seeing relatively soon. They have a chance to drop an item called a Totem Axe, which I actually do have on other characters, incidentally. It is a green item and is notable because it is a caster axe. It has an enchanting mod and +5 energy in it, if I remember correctly. Which, the thing that's notable about this is that staves can have an enchanting mod on them, wands or scepters or whatever cannot. So if you want a one-handed weapon that provides you an enchanting mod, you have to use a one-handed physical weapon, such as... Oh my goodness, we're going to fight so many trolls. Oh my goodness, all the trolls. They're level 14, so they're not threatening, especially. I mean, they are a little bit. Some of these are level 18. Good. You can see the splitter weapons going off in the midst of all of them. Okay. But anyway, as I was saying, the totem axe became a popular item for a while. This was many years ago. I think at this point in time, you're more likely to see a spear than an axe because spears are ranged weapons. I think we just we have to. Sorry, I'm thinking about navigation. Yeah, I think we need to get up. Okay, we just need to keep going around. The zone kind of curls and twines and yeah. So like at this point, for example, oh, my inventory is massively full. The Spirit of the Forgotten is just fine, right? It's enchanting, energy +5. Not physical, so it doesn't have barbs interactions, which is notable, I guess. I don't know if that was a consideration from the development team when they put it together, but there it is. Man, it's nice seeing Splinter Weapon go off in these massive groups of enemies. See, getting gold in Jungle Troll Tusks is perfectly fine, because those stack. And then we have to come back over here to this vine and go around. I'm accidentally making this episode longer than I meant to. No. Oh well. I think we're gonna have to fight these jungle trolls, probably. Like, we could try to go up around them, but I think they're too close to the wall for us to be able to avoid them. So whatever, we'll fight them. But yeah, so the Totem Axe was super popular for quite a while, and people would go on specific farming runs to get them, and I don't think anybody cares about them now. The root behemoths that you can see over there, I believe, are the enemies that drop them, so... yeah, so that's an interesting historical note that I figured I'd mention. Like I said, these days, I think something like the Spirit of the Forgotten is going to be more popular, but... we need to take out these life pods. They have healing skills. And Holy Wrath, apparently. Because why not? There. That took a while. Can't pick up the buckler. My inventory is full. That's fine. Oh, Jorah is Norn, so she's not going to pass disease on to us. So that's notable. Okay, let's get this root behemoth in. The chances that I get one is actually pretty low. The drop rate for the axe is not very high. And all of these root behemoths look like they're fine, but they actually have the life pods around them. I'm not sure if the life pods are originally there or if they're added to counteract farmers. It's weird because ArenaNet will add stuff to this game for farming and then make it so that way farming is harder. And it's this weird conflicting message of like, how do you want people to play this game? Okay. These guys have Shatter Enchantment. I'm not surprised. I can't actually interrupt. Are you using that, though? So, these life pods are annoying. Heal with a bull, but annoying. Not, like, yeah. Full party can easily take them out. Okay. And we just need to go this way and around here. and fight a few more root behemoths, and we will be where we want to go. I'm not sure if these ones drop totem axes or if it's just like a specific select set that are more up in this area. I should add as a note. I just know that there are ones in the falls area that do drop it. Okay, I have plant fibers in my inventory, so I'm going to just drop a couple of items, grab this tangled seed, and salvage it. Just gotta make you do with the inventory space I've got. Got four fibers from it though. That's pretty nice. Yeah, there they are. I don't care about the tribal axe. If I could pick it up, I would, but I can't, so. Okay, and as I've noted, we'll need to come back here later. There's Vex Flume. Bunch of Wind Riders. I'm not going to worry too much about trying to fight them. We've got charge on us, which is nice. So here we have the falls. So we can find an Asura here. That's made a secret base in the falls area. But all we care about right now is the Reverie. And with that, we have gotten where we need to. So, until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.